Aloha. Thank you for joining today's live stream. My name is Master Paul, and if you have not figured out already, today is about understanding what is Tao Hands, what is the power and significance of Tao Hands, and how can having this Tao Hands ability serve you, your loved ones, your family, the people you care about. Thank you all for coming. So today is Monday. We're starting out a new week. Very excited to be here with you. Just finished up a very busy week and have some more in front of us. Lots of activity here in Honolulu with our local center, and I do my best to serve there as well as to serve you here online Monday through Thursday. For all of those that are just tuned in, watching for the first time, thank you for joining. I hope you can stick around. Today I will offer several blessings using my Tao Hands, and you can experience the power and significance of them. But also you will learn a little bit more about how you may be able to qualify to be a Tao Hands practitioner. So this is something that could assist a lot of people in their life and their soul journey, and most importantly to be a unconditional universal servant. Many of us have a desire to serve. We want to be able to help and to bring optimal health and wellness to those people that we care about, but we also find that it can be very painful and difficult sometimes, and sometimes we're just not prepared, I guess is a good way to put it. We don't have the necessary tools to accomplish that. And so for those that stick around today, for those that are interested in this information, you can probably receive a great deal of value from it, as well as the opportunity to actually become a Tao Hands practitioner. So I look forward to serving you. So that's what you can look forward to today as we move forward. We've got a lot of folks jumping in. Looks like Facebook is doing a good job going out there and letting other people know about this. So thank you for that. So let's see who's joined us so far today. Welcome Maddie DeGuilo. Welcome also to Lisa Carter. Welcome Caddy Van Stenhoven. And welcome Lisa Carol Labas. Welcome also Tony. Welcome NNC. Aloha Deborah. Welcome Jose. Welcome Lisa Zarniak. And also welcome to Suki Singh. Aloha Stephanie. Aloha CJ. Aloha Dorinda Basat. And thank you all for hitting the share button, letting other people know about this. Welcome Johnny Mambod. And aloha Michelle. Welcome Angie Kenny. Welcome Diane. And welcome also to Janice Crosby Carter. Welcome Julia. Aloha Christy. Aloha Aspasia. And welcome Dorinda. Welcome also to Ma Noblet and Kristen Strachan. Aloha John. Welcome also to Linda Jansen. If anybody else, if I missed your name, please forgive me again. Thank you for hitting the share button, letting other people know about this. So how was your weekend? Hopefully you had a good time. Hopefully it was restful for you. It's been a very fast year, I guess is a good way to say this. The year is flying by. We're already in the center of this year, and we're heading rapidly towards the winter time. You know, just at winter time, December 21, I look at it and I say, wow, finally we're heading into the light. Well, June 21, we started going back towards less light. So that's just the nature of how fast time is moving. And that's a good way to move into this subject, how fast things are moving. The Tao Hands and the ability to be a Tao Hands practitioner is very much dependent upon the purity of the individual. There are many actually who are not approved to receive Tao Hands. Now some are not approved on a temporary basis. They have to purify to become energetically stable enough to handle the frequency that is when Tao Hands is transmitted to them, that they can actually not be impacted negatively. So Tao Hands are a very significant power. And today I'll be going into much deeper explanation of what they are, the power and significance of them, why it's important to understand them, and why it's important to see if you can qualify to receive them, and then how to accomplish that, assuming there is a qualification. So welcome also to Sandy Garcia, welcome Savitra Damar Singh, welcome to Vanessa Thompson, and aloha to Ale. If anyone I missed your name, please forgive me. So Tao hands, I will explain a little bit more, but let us go ahead and connect first of all, heart to heart and soul to soul. I'm going to sit up straight here for just a minute. Thank you MIB Man in Blue, and thank you for the 10 others for shared. So let us place our hands in hand mudra position, known as the soul light soul service hand position. And that's like a prayer position. When we drop the left hand in front of the heart center and the right hand remains gently pointed up towards heaven, this allows us to connect heaven into our heart center. It's a hand mudra position. Close our eyes. Let us connect. Dear beloved Creator, all layers of the Divine, the Tao, and the Source. To the soul of my spiritual mothers and fathers, angels, healing angels, archangels, masters and ascended masters, gurus, lamas, sifus, and saints. We love you all, honor you all, appreciate you all, respect you all. Invite you to please be present at this time. We are extremely, extremely honored and grateful for all that you do for us, seen and unseen. We ask the soul of Tao Hands committees to please be present at this time to guide my guidance, wisdom, teachings, and blessings for all those that watch and listen, and assist me in serving at the highest levels possible. To the Source Soul Song of love, peace, and harmony, transmitted to all souls in all universes. We love you, honor you, respect you. We ask you to please turn on, please be present at this time. We invite all souls in all universes to chant the Source Soul Song of love, peace, and harmony with us, that we might offer this unconditional service and connect heart to heart, soul to soul. We're very grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So again, for anybody new watching for the first time, this is a Source Soul Song. It is a mantra that connects heart and soul. And it is also a blessing. So you can make a request to heaven at this time and receive the blessing. For everyone else that wishes to offer service, let us chant. Lula, lula, li. Lula, lula, li. Lula, lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. 我爱我心儿灵，我爱全人类，望令让耳目世上，相爱平安和谐，相爱平安和谐。I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. Lula, lula, li. Lula, lula, li. Lula, lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace and harmony. Love, peace and harmony. How, thank you. So welcome also to Candy Cornett, and welcome Linda Martinez. Welcome also to Rhonda Sue, Edna. Welcome to see you. Welcome Danette and Susan Birchmore. Aloha. Welcome also to Thuiva and Thez. Thank you all very much for joining today. So today is on what is Tao Hands. So I want to share a little bit about what is Tao Hands and then how it originated. So there was a book that was written by my teacher. This is my teacher, Master Sha. And he wrote this book in 2010. And it's called, as you can see, Divine Healing Hands. It's backwards, I recognize that, but it's called Divine Healing Hands. And that has since been changed to Tao Hands, and I will explain why as I go through today. I encourage everybody to stick around. I will offer 2 Tao Hands blessings, so you can feel the power of these blessings. This will be a presentation for understanding purposes, so that if those who this resonates with are interested, then they can understand both the value of it and how to become a Tao Hands practitioner. Welcome also to Deborah Anderson. So, as I indicated, Tao Hands was called Divine Healing Hands. And when I became a practitioner, which was roughly 10 years ago, I have to give you a little backstory, so bear with me. I had at that point was very well aware of many different forms of what would be termed today energy healing. And I had studied quite diligently, practiced on people different forms of healing modalities, including frequency machines, many different forms of detoxification. Also I worked with foot bath detoxification. I worked with whole body removal and purging of toxins, parasites. I had studied under several different masters. I worked with Qigong and Tai Chi. And I knew very much about energy healing, but I had never purposely, and I do mean purposely, honored for and paid for an education or something that could offer energy healing. I had honored for, received from Qigong masters, but I had never paid for an education to become an energy healer. And they've been made available to me several times. And when I checked in each time, the answer that I received was, nope, not the right one. Nope, not the right one. Nope, not the right one. And when I asked myself why, it's because I had a very high standard. I really wanted something that was not limited to in person. I wanted something that was not limited to the physical body. I wanted something that could help bless people that had emotional problems. I wanted something that could bless people for all their problems. I wanted something that I wasn't limited, basically. And in my observations with everything that I had come across out there, that's what I observed was limitations. I also am from the fast food world, meaning I like everything efficient. I like it now. And what I observed was it took a long time for the various modalities that I had come across that fit into that category of energy healing. And so I did not pay for or do any practices along those lines, although I did a lot of health and educational things. When I came across my teacher, Master Sha, I was at a retreat, and he offered about the 4th day into the 7-day retreat, he said, I need people to become healers. And I had been watching this person do what would be called miracle healing for quite a while on stage. And it was quite intriguing, but also bringing up a massive amount of question marks about how is this possible, is this real, you know, all those things that anybody would go through if they witnessed anything that would be labeled miracle healing. You're certainly going to go through the process of questioning it. So I went through all of that as well. And about into the 4th day of this retreat, I was more on the convinced side than on the unconvinced side. And I had read one of his books, so it made sense to me. And it was explained to me how it worked, and so for my mind, I enjoyed that, you know, soul food, that brain food, as to how it worked and why it worked. And so I honored for, it was about $1,000 at that time, for what was called the Soul Healer Teacher Healer Transmission. And this was 10 years ago. And $1,000. And so I paid for it, and there's about 500 people in the room at that time. And he's on stage, and at the end of the retreat he said, okay, all of those who registered for this transmission, prepare to receive. So, you know, we're all, there's, I don't know, about maybe 100, 200 of us that received it. And so I closed my eyes, and he says the words transmission, and I had no idea if it worked, because I didn't feel anything. And so but he passed out sheets of paper about how to invoke, turn on this transmission, and to offer service with it. And so I did. I went home, and, you know, I completely clueless if this thing worked, called the Soul Healer Transmission. And so I proceeded to find guinea pigs, people who had pain and suffering, people who had significant measurable things. 'Cause honestly, I wasn't doing it for them. I was doing it for me. I was like, are you kidding me? Is this stuff for real? I mean, another guy on stage, Master Sha, I have a great deal of respect for him now, but at that time I'm like, this guy on stage, Master Sha, who is this guy? And can he really transfer power to somebody else? I mean, am I scratching my head? Am I like, you know, am I really, you know, seeing things here? So I supposedly received this healer transmission, so let's go see if it works, right? And so I did. I went out and found like a variety of people that had significant measurable pain. And I had my little piece of paper, and I'm like, okay, dear my soul healer teacher soul, please turn on, please offer a blessing as appropriate, blah blah blah. I did exactly what it said, and I held my hand up for, we were told to do it in about 10 minutes, so I did. Still didn't feel anything. I wasn't sure, you know, my eyes were kind of closed, and I'm watching the person, and sometimes they're present, sometimes they're not. But anyway, 10 minutes later, 9 out of 10 times there was a measurable difference. I'm talking, you know, 8 on a 10 scale back pain going down to 1s and 2s, you know, measurable difference. And I was just scratching my head going, my goodness, this is pretty incredible. I'm just a regular dude here that doesn't know anything about anything. I'm standing in a room, some man says transmission, and I receive this supposedly thing called the Soul Healer Teacher Soul, and it works. So I went through about a year process of finding out who this guy was, this Master Sha guy, reading a variety of books, practicing with this transmission, getting more and more validation, double checking with people like a week or two later, actually making sure that it actually worked, you know. And sure enough, you know, it took me almost a full year before I came full circle and just, you know, wow, this is miraculous stuff. That power can be transmitted to somebody else, first of all, is miraculous in my world. And that transmitted power to that other person can then offer blessings to somebody that can literally solve their problems in a relatively short period of time. All of that to me was astounding to truly grasp. So Tao Hands was born after these experiences, and it was born for a reason. So I'm going to go towards that now. So fast forward to today. Now I am a master teacher, worldwide representative of Master Sha. And what does that mean? That means I studied for 10 years, and that I walk the talk. You know, I did the stuff necessary basically to be able to be here to serve you. And it means that power can be transmitted, and it means that that there really is a heaven, that there really is a creator, and that there really is heaven and creator power, miracle level power, that can come to individuals. Now, in 2000, approximately 10, Divine Healing Hands was released to humanity. And what happened was, at a retreat, on approximately that date, 2010, there was Master Sha followed guidance and received permission to transmit at that time, I think he just called it Soul Mind Body Hands or something like that, to a few people. There wasn't too many. And this was in Hawaii. And he came back around about a year later, and one of the students, her name is Master Brenda Gardner, she's a master now, came up on stage, and she explained how two people had contacted her. One was an uncle she hadn't talked to in a while, and the other was a best friend she hadn't talked to in like 3 years or a long time. She said, they were both kind of out of the blue. And both of them commented that they had both contracted stage 4 cancers, different kind. One was the stomach and one was the lungs, I believe. Stage 4, not small stuff. And they both had to get surgeries. And so what she did was she backed up a couple of Master Sha's books, sent it to them, sent them the Love, Peace, Harmony song, sent them a forgiveness practice, gave them instructions to chant, ask for forgiveness, to listen to the music. And she said that I'm going on vacation next week, I'll be on a cruise ship, and I will send you a blessing every day. So Brenda was Master Brenda was one of the people that had received this layer called Divine Healing Hands at that time. And from the cruise ship, 15 minutes every day, 3 times a day, she offered a blessing to these two souls. She's sitting in a lounge chair, putting up her hand, sending it to some place in Canada, which is where she's from. Two different people, at the same time, not individual, at the same time, because that's one of the unique things about Tao Hands, is that you can offer blessings to 100 people with one blessing, and it'll literally impact all 100 for what their request is, with equal effect. Whether you're working on 1 or 100, it's irrelevant. It's one of the powers of Tao Hands. So anyway, she offered it to both of these people at the same time. And they both did have her surgery done. But the doctors told both of them that, at stage 4, play no games. Do your chemotherapies, do your radiations. One of them did, one of them did no chemo, no radiation. The other one did radiation only. So they came back from the doctor, and she had checked in with them. It was a couple weeks later, and they were both, there was no trace whatsoever. There was no trace at all. Stage 4. Both of them were just gone. Now granted, you cut it out, but there's always something. When they do these tests, they test the blood levels, the platelets, they test all kinds of stuff. There's always some measure of it somewhere. They were both miraculously gone. When Master Sha heard this, he said, my goodness, I had no idea. He didn't know. He said, I had no idea the power that heaven was delivering, with this basic layer. It literally was a basic layer of healing power. And so fast forward to today. There are now over 5,000 practitioners with this ability. It is the most powerful and least known ability on the planet today, from my perspective, that can be equally and evenly distributed, and the only requirement is purity. That's the only requirement. It doesn't require 2 years of school. It doesn't require anything, really. You just have to be a pure enough vessel to receive the transmission. You do have to have a small honor fee, not dissimilar from what I honored for 9-10 years ago, but it's minuscule in comparison to what one receives. In the last year or so, Master Sha has developed a very, very large worldwide recognition, to the point where when you become that noticed, you will have the naysayers come out of the woodworks, as well as all of the people that say, this soul really is doing some miraculous stuff. And because of the visibility, he is the organization is basically putting upon themselves the mandate of changing the verbiage. Now you've heard me say the word healing about 15 times so far today. That verbiage I can no longer say. I said it because I'm referring to the past. Now we're in the future. And the future is called Tao hands. They still work the same way. They still do what I just explained, but they're even higher. Because one of the things about working with a true master, a true being serving humanity and serving our Creator, is that those truly high-level beings have truly high-level authorities. He was transmitting this 10 years ago. Since then, I have received multiple transmissions with far higher layers of authorities to offer blessings that can create those same kind of miracles I was witnessing 10 years ago. So thank you, my teacher, Master Sha, for your generosity in transmitting those authorities. Tao hands is a much higher frequency than the divine healing hands, which was the previous name. And it went on a sabbatical. They actually stopped delivering it to individuals about 6 months ago. And part of the reason why was to change the nomenclature, to change the way it's presented, to change the way it's represented, to change the way it's taught, to change the way people deliver and acknowledge it. Because there needs to be a high level of honoring and respect, because it's not you or me that's doing the blessings anyway. It's our beloved Creator. That's why it's called, or was called, Divine Healing Hands. That's why it's called Tao Hands now, because it's not us. So to be the recipient of Tao Hands is nothing short of extraordinary. I will repeat that. To be blessed, to be approved, to be a recipient of Tao Hands is nothing less than extraordinary. What it means is that if you are approved, because it's a multi-day approval process. You have to go through a several-day first part of a event to become educated and to learn, to see if it's something that is aligns with your soul, heart, mind, and body. If it does not align, then great, nobody lost any effort and the wrong person wasn't chosen. Then after that, there is a committee of master teachers. We all have open spiritual channels. We check with heaven. We get a score to see if you're approved and qualify. One of the downsides of an incorrect choice is, and I'll tell you a true story so I can validate this, is that if too much power comes into an individual that is not pure enough, they can actually be hurt. True story. My teacher, Master Sha, had many spiritual teachers. His most renowned one, his name is Master Guo. He would serve about 400 people a day in his commissary, and he was known as the man who cured the incurables. This is Master Sha's teacher in China. And this servant, Master Guo, received heaven's treasures. That's one reason why he was considered a person who cured the incurable. And this soul Master Guo, he talked to Lao Tianye, which in China means, grandfather in heaven. He talked to Lao Tianye every night. And he wanted a transmission. He said, heaven, I'm ready for this transmission. I want it. And so the story goes, Master Sha is repeating the story to his students, that Master Guo heard from heaven, you're not ready. He said, I don't care, I want it. You're not ready. If you receive it, you could get hurt. And he said, I don't care, I'm willing to take the responsibility. So heaven gave him the transmission. He received it. Since that moment, this Master Guo, had walked with a limp. In other words, the frequency transmission that he received, he could do more healing for people at that point, but it was too high of a treasure for the purity of that Master. So one of the mistakes that we as an organization have made is this treasure has been given too easily to those who did not appreciate it and do not use it to serve. They don't even go out and use it at all, which is very, very sad, because they could be saving people's lives and they're not even doing that. And so we have to take responsibility as an institute for our educational processes and for choosing souls that are purified and ready enough to receive this kind of authority. So what is purification? Lots of forgiveness, lots of practices, doing those things that clear the blockages so that your physical, emotional, mental, spiritual vehicle is pure enough that when you receive the transmission, you have no negative side effect and you can go out and serve more, that you're of the appropriate mindset. Because this is not just being given so you can say, I'm cool, I can heal people. No, 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 no. This is specific to being a better servant for humanity. Now, most people who are approved to receive this, of course they want to help their children. You can use this to increase your children's intelligence. You offer them a 5-minute blessing every day, they will be some of the smartest children on the planet. You can use this to help grandma, 2,000 miles away in Indiana or India or wherever they might be. She has slipped and hurt her hip. You can use this to bless your job conditions. You can use this for things related to you. That's perfectly okay. Certification is part of the requirement of this whole program. And the program that is being released will be spoken about in depth very soon here at an upcoming event. I want to say it's the 9th. I'm going to ask Kristen if she would check on that for me. I believe it's August 9th from Honolulu. There is a global, like 6 continents global webcast where we'll be talking in depth, and you'll get a different set of information than what I'm sharing with you today. So Tao Hands is the Tao, the source, however you want to use the verbiage, hands, transmitted to your hands. That's exactly what it is. There have been many with third eye. They say it's a little bit amusing. It looks like a massive Mickey Mouse glove, 10 times bigger than your hand, like this big golden Mickey Mouse golden glove that comes onto your hand. And that's what it looks like to those with third eye. I'll go more into the process in a minute. So now that you have a bit of an understanding, I'm going to offer everybody a blessing. I also want to mention for you to make a mental note, Kristen has posted in one of her chats the Soul Masters movie link. So go spend $5, watch this movie. It's the best $5 you'll spend. It is an excellent movie, a 90-minute documentary talking about Master Sha and his spiritual father, Master Guo, giving you a history that led up to Master Sha, and then a little bit of history of Master Sha. There's other information if you're interested about this teacher, but this is a good place to start. So welcome also to Heather, welcome Janet, welcome Kate Nicole, welcome Becky LaFab, aloha, Lin Su, soon to be Master Lin Su, and welcome also Yana, soon to be Master Yana. I say soon to be because they're both incredible universal servants, and we'll be receiving that title very soon. So I will now offer a blessing for everybody. Everybody watching live, everybody who watches this on a recording, everybody who listens to this on podcast will receive this blessing. Especially for those that want proof and validation. Choose something measurable, okay? You have pain, choose something measurable. Neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, knee pain, stomach pain. Choose something measurable. If you don't have anything physical, choose something emotionally measurable. Okay? It's the only way you're going to know if this really works. So you don't have to write it down. I don't need to see it. But I want you to give it a number. Okay? So if you had neck pain, turn your neck. How far can you turn it? Right? If you can go this way, how far can you go this way? And measure it. Is it this far as your hands? Okay. Afterwards, can you go like this? How much change was it? Right? You want to measure so that you have a point of before and after. Give it a number. 10 is the highest number, the worst condition. 0, it's completely gone. Now these numbers are not for me. These are for you. I already know it works. I went through my process of validation. This is for you so that you understand the value of it. Because if you're not interested in becoming a Tao practitioner, I'm going to make an offer to everybody today, and at the end you can receive a Tao Hands blessing for anything of your choice for only $50. Happy to do that. It's listed on my website as Divine Healing Hands. For those who register within the next 7 days, I will use the much higher level. Divine is here. Tao Hands is way, way, way higher. I will use my Tao Hands for the same honor fee as the Divine Hands. Only $50. That's if you're interested. But regardless, you're receiving a complimentary short blessing today. Now, if you honor the $50, of course you receive a much longer blessing, which will clear about 100 times more blockages. But this is where we're going to start. Okay? So make your request to heaven. Again, you don't need to write it down, but make a number for your discomfort level, whatever it is. Okay? I will prepare on your end, prepare to receive. Everybody, wherever you're at, sit up straight. Bring your back away from the back of the chair. Touch your feet flat on the floor. Relax your palms, one over the other, over your lower abdomen. Relax your shoulders. Touch your tongue gently to the roof of your mouth. Welcome, Victor. Welcome anybody else that just came in. Prepare to receive. This blessing will be for 3 minutes. Make your request to heaven. Blessing. Begin. I will also bless you with love, peace, and harmony. Dear the Source Soul Song of Love, Peace, and Harmony, please turn on. Please offer a blessing to each of those that have made a request as appropriate. Thank you. Lula, lula, li. La, lula, la, li. La, lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. 我爱我心儿灵，我爱纯然泪，望玲珑耳目世上，相爱平安和谐，相爱平安和谐。I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace and harmony. Love, peace and harmony. The frequencies are so incredibly fine. If there are any with third eye, CJ, Yanan, anybody else, please make note of what you are seeing with your spiritual eyes. Blessings are continuing. 我爱我心儿灵，我爱纯然泪，望玲珑耳目世上，相爱平安和谐，相爱平安和谐。 I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace and harmony. Love, peace and harmony. One more minute. I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace and harmony. Love, peace and harmony. Ha, ha, ha. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dao hands, please return. Okay, so now we measure. For those that ask for anything associated with their body, especially like back pain, neck pain, things like that, get up, move around, let the energies permeate through your body, let the light continue to move. Sometimes it does take a minute or two before the results show up. The blessings does not stop at the end of the blessing. They actually continue to occur because there's an adjustment at the chi, at the energy and the matter of each and everybody's body. But after you check again, please mention the difference in the results. If there's no difference, state no difference. If it was a 6 and it went down to a 2, then state that. But I want to know what it is that you ask for. So I had neck pain, it was this, now it's this. I had back pain, it was this, now it's this. Okay? So do it like that. Again, that's for everybody to have validation. So, and anybody, if they did see third eye, please report that. I want to read to you one of the comments from Kristen Strachan. She is a practitioner and she has received the Divine Healing Hands. She said, just last night my younger granddaughter had a fairly severe allergic reaction to a cucumber. She, her sister and I all turned on their Divine Healing Hands. So 3 in the family had received this transmission. And also another modality, and in a half an hour she was perfectly fine. Welcome also to Sally Francis. So it looks like, say Becky Lavav says, tingling on her palm, warm down her arms. She asked for help with stomach issues. Interesting. Okay. And so did the stomach issues shift, or were they measurable in the first place? Welcome also to Dove. Oh, Becky says it was a 7. Now it's down to 0. Wow. That's huge. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Tao. Dorinda says she saw a cord cut and a point on the back left crown open. Very interesting. Thanks for sharing that third eye, Dorinda. Jose says upper back and neck movement improved and pain is lower from an 8 down to a 2. He also saw white light and 2 hands from above and someone smiling. Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that sharing, Jose, and thank you again, Heaven and Tao. So this is just 2 comments so far. This was a 3, maybe 4 minute blessing. I might have went over a little bit. So what can it do for things like your finances? What can it do for relationship problems? What can it do for blessing a loved one? It can do miraculous things. It doesn't matter what the name of the condition is. It doesn't matter if it's a financial issue or a relationship issue. It doesn't matter if it's a job issue. The reason why it works on all these different areas is because in the wisdom and teachings of the Tao and Master Sha, Everything has a root cause. The suffering and the success is rooted in our spiritual debts, bad karma, and our spiritual virtue, good karma. And so when blessings are offered, it's not to fix your finances, it's to offset the spiritual debt that brought you financial troubles. When blessings are offered for a relationship, it's not to fix the relationship, it's to offer virtue to offset the spiritual debts that's creating the problems in relationship. When you have pain in the neck or the back and it's an 8 down to a 2, it's not to the soul of your back, it's not to your back, it's to the soul of your back to offset the spiritual debt that brought you this physical world suffering. Are you starting to see the difference? Tao hands do not work at the level of the physical. That's why you can use them for finances. That's why you can use them for other things. It works at the level of soul, because everything has soul. And soul carries with it all of its virtue, all of its spiritual debts. That is where the blessings are offered. To the soul of the finances, the soul of the relationship, the soul of the back, the soul of the neck, or whatever you requested. And then your physical body, the mind and the body, alters itself to match the change that occurred at the level of soul. I can't change anything on your soul, but our Creator can. That's why it's called Tao hands. That's why it used to be called divine hands. So these are extraordinary, extraordinary blessings. And so Janet says, so before that, Becky says, thank you, I have a question. I asked about before, and that night the pain was worse. It's very possible it was on its way out. Sometimes if you have a splinter inside your skin, it hurts quite a bit to get it out. Once it's out, it feels really good. And it's very much like that with some old debris, old blockages. They literally, sometimes it's pain to get it out, but then you feel great. Janet had a lip pain, went from an 8 to a 5. Siraj, one day whole world would turn to Buddhism. Okay, that's a perspective, Siraj. I love Buddhism, but I also love Christianity. I also love Islam. I love them all. We do not teach religion here. We teach only Creator, and everything has a soul. CJ says, I feel my whole body is shaking, cold, and saw lots of souls around. Interesting. Janice, heat and tingling in her palms, asking for healing, the eczema on one hand. Susan said, I had a sinus infection and the nose was painful. It was about an 8, now it's down to about a 4. Yanan saw golden light going to the spines, jaws, abdomens, and eyes, and some spiritual channels. A dark cloud in different densities, gold-filled light. It was amazing all that was happening at the same time. So heaven showed her many different people receiving blessings. They showed it in the form of dark clouds and golden light. Linda says back pain was an 8, now it's a 4. Thank you, thank you. Kuan Yin, white light mantra is good for blockage removal. Vanessa Thompson, she has to release blockages that were holding her back, felt uptight and intense, now feeling relaxed and calm. Wonderful. Tearful mixed emotions. You're very welcome. Okay. So thank you all so very much for your sharing. Again, the sharing was more for validation for you. Tao hands is Creator's hands transmitted to an individual. So I'm going to go over some of the information about how you can learn a little bit more about it. Now, there is an event happening. I want to say it's August 9, and Yanan, you can confirm that with me. At our center here in Honolulu. It is a, I believe it's a free event. Maybe it's not. Let me see. Okay. So I'm going to say for now that it's not. But I believe Friday night it is. They usually do a 2-hour pre-night and then they do a full weekend. So assuming we follow a typical pattern, we'll go with that for now. Friday night you'll get a little snippet of what you can expect on the weekend. The weekend. So let me give you the overview of what the whole program is. So Tao Hands has 6 total steps. The first step is a 2-day, 1 evening workshop. And I am told that it's supposed to be in person. However, I'm also receiving conflictory information that the first one may be webcast. So, it could be both. You can always contact me, Facebook message me. You can also call the center. At 808-988-8090. Now I know, as Kristen has posted, August 18 through 20 is the actual first 2-day, 1 evening workshop. But I think there's a something prior to that. Alright. During this first 2-day workshop, you will have a large overview and understanding of what is the Tao Hands, how it works, why it works, why it won't work sometimes, what the purpose of it is, how to go out and serve with it. Basically, you get a complete education. After that, there is approvals and readings done by the masters to determine your readiness. Now this 2-day workshop, 2-day, 1 evening workshop on these dates as Kristen has posted, August 18 through 20, has an honor fee of $165. You do not receive the healer transmission at that point. This is for the workshop and the education, and I'm sure you'll get lots of blessings also. But that would be for 2 days and the 1 evening, $165. Now, if you are approved, then that goes towards the total fee of becoming a Tao Hands practitioner. If you're not approved, it would be because you need to purify more, and there would be instructions on how to purify more, and they would check again a week later, a month later, whatever it is, until you're able to pass approval, and then you would apply it towards the workshop. The second course is 3 days, and it says here that it needs to be in person. Now, it doesn't have to be Hawaii, although I'm sure a lot of you would like to come. These will be offered in different locations around the world, and there are 140 master teachers in the world. Approximately half of them, 60 to 70, have the authorities, or will have the authorities, to do these workshops. There are 9 centers around the world. Europe, there's several centers. London, Canada, there's several centers. America, there's quite a few centers. Australia, there's centers. So all over the world we have centers, and you can get yourself to either one of the centers or to one of the master teachers who has the authority to run a workshop. There will be lists made available. So it does need to be in person at this point to do the next 3-day workshop, and that's where you actually receive, to the best of my understanding, the transmission to become a Tao Hands practitioner. The honor fee to become the Tao Hands practitioner, total honor fee, give me a second, is $840. Is that right? Yeah, $840. That's the total. So that would include the $165 and the honor fee for the Tao Hands practitioner, $675 for that. That would be when the actual second course occurs. Okay? There would be follow-up training and education before you can receive what's called certification. So the Tao Hands, once received, you'd be limited in the services that you could offer. You'd be limited to family, specifically yourself and immediate family members. You would not be approved or given the authority to offer blessings outside of immediate family member until you complete the certifications requirements, which would include attending 10 sessions that are done by telephone or webcast or in person. So the only thing that needs to be in person, as far as I can see right now, is the 3-day in-person requirement. And then once you complete that and an online written exam, you would receive the certification. Now the certification is not a small thing. How many people go through Reiki 1, Reiki 2, Reiki 3 certifications? Okay. Having this kind of a certification is hugely important, especially moving forward. Behind the scenes, there is a huge set of activities occurring to make this a legitimately recognized service. ISO standards, many different things. Okay, so it might take 5 years before all of the various regulatory bodies out there acknowledge it as a legitimate service. But those who have the certification will already be ahead of the game. Okay, these can be increased. So like I started out with Divine Healing Hands, then I got 1,000 layer Divine Healing Hands. Now I have Tao Hands, with which you all got a 3-minute blessing. So one of the beautiful things about this is that the frequency power that you work with can be increased. You can also, once you're certified, earn a living with this. You just saw what happened with the 3-minute blessing. How many times do people go out and they pay $75 to $100 for their back pain and it comes back? Okay, I'm not saying yours won't come back, but there's a high propensity that if you receive a blessing like this, then go get a massage or a chiropractic adjustment, the chances of it staying are dramatically higher, because what caused it to occur was a level at the blockage of soul. That's been released. So any adjustment that you may receive is not fighting that karmic blockage at the level of soul. You see the difference? So when we deal with things at the level of soul, the blessings are substantially higher. So I'm sure that brought even a little more confusion to you. So the short version is this. It's being released August 18 through 20 and a worldwide webcast. The links have been placed on the chat boxes if you look at Kristen's chat boxes. Now the registration is not quite set up yet. We're still waiting for the registration link. The first one is the 2-day 1-evening event, 165. Assuming that you're ready, then you'll be approved to move to the next level, which does have to be in person. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit tricky, but that can happen. I have to go to events to Belgium and Canada 2 or 3 times a year to be in person because they're not offered in webcast. But I'm always rewarded, and heaven always gives me the money back, because it costs money to fly there, but heaven always returns the money. When we go to serve, when we have a heart of service, heaven always takes care of us. So this is the large overview of what is Tao Hands. Now, I'm going to open the line for questions at this time. So I'm going to wait a minute or two while you guys ask questions, and then after I answer those, I'll offer one more blessing. You can, by the way, use these on animals. These are amazing for offering blessings to animals. They are amazing for just about anything. You can use them for cold and flu. Kristen wrote just a little while ago how she used it to help offset an allergic reaction, a severe allergic reaction. So if I don't see any questions pop up, I'm going to assume that I've given enough information, and then I'll move towards offering a blessing. Yeah, Kristen posted animals can receive Tao pause. I haven't seen that in writing yet, Kristen. They removed it for the divine pause, and I haven't seen if they're going to bring that back or not. But for now, we're not going to say that animals can receive this transmission as well. Okay. Last blessing I'm going to offer is actually... Archana says, do DHH students need to attend this? From what I've heard so far, Archana, it's optional. I haven't heard that it's a requirement. But one thing I do know, for all of the Divine Healing Hands practitioners that have received that in the past, that they will have the opportunity to uplift that level to the Tao Hands level. And that's like 1,000,000 times higher. So if you have the ability to do it. Not a bad idea. Those with DHH hands, it will be reclassified by the name Dao hands, but the power is still the same. The name will be reclassified as Dao hands because of the nomenclature changes. As far as being recertified, that's still, you have the 2-year recertification requirements. So if you have been to a recertification in the last year or 2, then it counts. It does not require you to do it again. Okay? And this information is to the best of my knowledge. It could change, but based on what I'm hearing, this is accurate information. Alright. So, this blessing will be from my teacher. When Master Sha made this book to get people's attention, he transmitted 20 blessings into each of these books. So if you'd like to get 20 blessings, go get a book. I am going to invoke one of the blessings from this book to offer you a blessing. If you have something different that's measurable, great. Choose something different. If you have the same thing that you would like to get more of a blessing with, you can choose that. Check your level again. See if we can get it lower. Alright? So I will ask the blessing in this book that was placed here to serve you. Everybody, silently make your request to heaven. Check your numbers. What is your number? Again, you can choose something different. You can also choose the same thing if you want, but check your numbers. I'm going to give you 30 seconds for that. And then also make your request to heaven what you would like the blessing for. Okay. Prepare to receive. I will hold the book up during the entire time. This will also be a 3-minute blessing. Prepare. Dear the soul of one of the 20 blessings transmitted to this book, I love you, honor you, respect you, deeply appreciate you. Could you please turn on, radiate to everybody who is watching at this time, live or recording, or listening on podcast. As appropriate, offer them a blessing for their individual requests. Please offer this blessing for 3 minutes as appropriate. Dear Namo Amitofu, as I chant your name, could you please offer your blessings as appropriate as well? Thank you. So I will chant to serve you at the same time. Blessing begin. Namo Ami Tofu. 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 Namo Ami Do Fo. Ha. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Master Sha. Thank you, Divine Healing Hands blessings in this book. Okay, I was sweating a storm up. There was so much frequency coming through. Interesting, the frequency differential was the first one. The Tao Hands was very high frequency, very fine. This was just really hot. So hopefully you received some value from those blessings. I'm sure you did. You're welcome to share any of the changes that you might have received. Keep in mind, this is a blessing from a book, okay? You got to change your brain a little bit, you know. I went through a year-long process of comprehending that power can be transmitted to a person, or power can be transmitted to a book. This is very true, very real, very possible. I encourage you to sign up for the 18, 19, and 20. I encourage you to give yourself the opportunity to save family members' lives, because when you have Tao Hands, that's what you have in your hands. You have a direct connection to the divine, and the ability to save a family member's life is very close to you. I'm not saying it will happen, but think about going through life and being able to do nothing for somebody you care about except hope that the established industries out there can serve them. When you can turn on your Tao Hands and the God's hands can come through you and potentially remove significant suffering for those people you care about, the children. You can bring intelligence to your family members, your children, your loved ones. You can solve many, many problems with Tao Hands. You can generate income and financial blessings for yourself with Tao Hands. There's so many things that you can do, but the first step is signing up. So I encourage you to follow the links for registering when they are made available. For now, they are still a day or two away. Keep in touch with me. Keep in touch with the center. The phone number is listed, 808-988-8090. And you can register as soon as the links become available. Okay. Kate says interesting because she asked for help with the dermatitis on her hand and saw her hand glowing red hot like an ember. Yeah, definitely. Loveness says it's just from a book, but it's also read by a high-level master. Haha. Thank you, Loveness. Kristen Strachan, now she has Divine Healing Hands. It's a very fair statement. Healthcare at its highest quality, the Divine Healing Hands. Now it's Tao Hands, higher frequency. Amazing. Okay? All right. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for sharing. I saw a lot of shares. I truly appreciate that. You can save so many lives. You can help so many lives. So learn more, feel more, check in more. I will be happy to keep you posted. When you need more information on this subject matter, I will remind you as the weeks go on, as we get closer. I know the links will be released, and I'll send you those links and make them available to you. So I will see you again tomorrow. Love you, love you, love you. Oh, final reminder, for those who are interested in their own Tao Hands blessing using my higher frequency, I will offer a 15-minute blessing. That's 5 times longer than this short one that you received. A 15-minute blessing for anything of your request. It could be for finances, it could be for health, relationships, whatever you need. Let me know if you're interested. It's only 50, which is normally for a much lower healing. So I'll leave that open for a week. All right, you can contact me through my website or through Messenger if you need more questions answered. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Gloria, for your posts. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gong song, gong song, gong song. Bye bye, everybody.